You know what's a good show about Japanese people swinging swords at large, grotesque monsters? Daimajin, directed by Kimi Yoshiyasuda. Oh wait, that's a movie. You know what's a good show about Japanese people swinging swords at large, grotesque monsters? The 2008 anime Kurozuka. Oh, y'all want something more recent? I bet. You know what's a good show about Japanese people swinging swords at large, grotesque monsters? The 2019 anime Demon Slayer. Oh, sorry, you said even more recent? Well, I guess you could watch Hell's Paradise then. Hell's Paradise Jigokuraku is a new MAPPA anime airing this spring season. It's based on the Shonen Jump manga by Yuji Kaku, who was once an assistant to the famous Tatsuki Fujimoto. We're around halfway through the show's first course, so I figured now would be a good time to talk about it with y'all. Y'all know the usual drill. I give a neatly numbered list and talk informally about what I liked and disliked and what my general reactions were. Then you guys go and give me your hard-earned money on Patreon so you can watch the full-length, uncut reaction, and I can go buy alcohol. It works out perfectly for everyone, right? Number 1. Gabimaru is the most relatable character of all time. No better place to start than with our main guy, right? But when I say Gabimaru is relatable, I mean it in 3 different ways. 1, he's relatable because when we first meet him, all he wants to do is die. And I mean, who among us can't relate to that in this economy? Number 2, when he later does find his will to live, he does so for the sake of reuniting with his wife. Again, who can't relate to going the distance for someone you care about? And finally, 3rd, he's relatable because he gets bored listening to authority figures give long-winded speeches. Me back in high school geometry. Gabimaru is a fun character to me because he hits on one of my favorite shonen archetypes, the single-minded, straightforward badass. He has a clear goal, and that's to reunite with his wife, and along the way he does his job well, which is looking cool while beating the shit out of people. W physics. Ain't that like one of 10-10 from Naruto's like special moves? It just rains knives down on you. Did he kick a sword into him? Oh yeah. Wow, we didn't have to kill all of them. Dang. What did that dude say? Honestly relatable though. Oh, he's like, oh, we eat those, we eat those. Okay, never mind. Now, I will say I did read a couple chapters of the manga when it first came out. I didn't get too far in it though. But I do remember Gabimaru doing his little ninjutsu techniques in those early chapters. But I was kind of surprised to see the actual expanse of his ninja abilities in practice. Okay. Oh, he got all types of jutsu, golly. It's still not exactly well established what ninja are capable of in this series for me just yet, but whatever it is, it's clear that they've taken the Naruto approach of having them each just get special abilities that feel like straight up RPG magical powers. But yeah, Gabimaru is definitely a highlight of the show for me so far. It's nice to see him already have so many self-reflecting realizations this early on in the show. It just gives me hope that the character writing will be a focal point of the series as a whole, and you know, I like that sort of stuff. Number 2, look at all these quirky, lovable, wanted criminals. Gabimaru obviously isn't the only character in this show. We have a whole cast and crew of colorful personalities with the criminals sentenced to death and the swordsmen who act as their parole officers. There's this pair who look like if Bakugo and Sasuke were siblings. There's Eye Patch Man and Sword Lady. There's Blonde Lady, who dies early on. There's Purple Man, who I kind of forgot about. There's also one of my personal favorites, Problematic Patriarchy Man. Oh, you are super canceled. What did he say? There's Berserker from Fate. There's Dweeb with glasses man. There's this man who, surprise surprise, turns out to be a girl. And her handler, this K-pop looking man. And of course, there's another one of my personal favorites, Sexy Ninja Lady played by Rie Takahashi. Look at Rie Takahashi, bro. She also has Senju Gahara hair. I just see a purple-haired anime character, and I think Senjugahara. And there's a bunch of other characters who I probably forgot about while recording this. I love a big ensemble cast of characters where they're all unique and interesting like this. Everyone's got their own history, everyone has hidden motivations, something that they're hiding, and part of the appeal of the show is just getting to know what everyone's deal is. I mean, that alone is interesting enough for me to keep watching. Like, for example, what is the deal with Rie Takahashi's character? What is her goal? Is it to look like she's covered in semen? Because if that's the case, she's already making good progress. But yeah, y'all, I don't know. This is just such a great setup for an engaging story. You take all these characters who you want to know more about and trap them on an equally interesting island that you also want to know more about. And then you have them all kill each other. It's a recipe for success. Not to mention the potential for other characters besides the prisoners and executioners, like Groot and Mini Sakura. Like, what's their whole deal? Or even Gabimaru's wife. Like, are we gonna learn more about her and why she has a penis-shaped scar on her face? I mean, who knows? Again, it's all super interesting to me, and I'm glad I didn't get that far into reading the manga, because meeting all these characters for the first time and not knowing exactly what their deal is and if they can be trusted has been a great experience. Rie Takahashi is the best one though. Number 3, are they in Indonesia, the Philippines, Australia maybe? Another part of Jigo Karaku that I'm enjoying is the setting. It takes place in the Edo period, right? Somewhere around that 1700s time frame, I think. It's a time period of Japanese history that I personally am a big fan of. It's sort of that Wild West pseudo-medieval era of Japan where the government wasn't 100% centralized yet, and you got feudal warlords running around running shit, and so many interesting things were going on. It's a great place to set a story. And to be honest, so far Hell's Paradise has little to do with any of that, besides the fact that they wear sort of period appropriate clothing and they mention the shogunate. That's it. There's also a lot of anachronistic elements too, but it's anime at the end of the day. It's a fictionalized, stylized depiction. It's fine. That being said, if you watch that one video I did with that one clickbait thumbnail and title, which is like all of them, you know that one of my biggest pet peeves in recent anime is its reliance on Victorian or European medieval settings for stories. This is mainly because, RPGs are popular and big shows like Game of Thrones out in the West have revitalized that European medieval aesthetic, but it's like, damn. Can we try some other shit out? Also, it's not to say that Edo period Japan or just Japanese history is underrepresented in anime. That shit is everywhere too. But if I had to pick between these two settings, I gotta go with the Edo period Japan setting. I'm Asian, what do you want me to say? But let's talk about the island, right? Kotaku, I think is its name. Where is this island? Now, let me just say again, I read the first few chapters of manga, but I'm essentially blind here. So this is all speculation. But from what they say, it's south of the Ryukyu Kingdom, right? Which, if y'all don't know, it was its own independent kingdom for centuries before it was absorbed into the Japanese Empire in like the 1800s or something. I don't know. I'm not a historian. I just watch cartoons. But the meme online is that this island, Kotaku, is Australia because, giant insects, and it's a bunch of criminals being sent there because, Australia used to be a British penal colony. Oh, isn't that funny? But all the Buddhist imagery and just Asian architecture and aesthetic makes me think this is like, Indonesia or the Philippines or some random island in Southeast Asia. At the end of the day, it doesn't matter because it's just a fictional island that could be anywhere. And as far as I know from what I've seen, it doesn't play too much into the plot at this point other than, oh, we're sending you criminals somewhere far away from Japan. It's the equivalent of old European stories having a vague conception of the Far East as some mythical land out there where you'd go on an adventure and where everything is uncharted and mysterious. It seems like that's the case here where, just far south of Japan is the code word for fantasy land where anything can happen because it's uncharted. Either way, it's a dope setting, everything looks great, and there's a good aesthetic to it, and I guess we could talk about that last. Number 4, spooky monsters. Boo. I think it's important to note that, to me at least, Hell's Paradise is very much a horror anime. It may not be listed as such. You could debate on whether or not psychological thriller would fit that description, but you know what I mean. But yeah, this show has a lot of horror imagery in it, and it's great. Y'all know I'm a sick, depraved degenerate of a man, so horror is my favorite genre of film. I won't say it's my favorite genre of anime because, there's not a lot to be offered in that area, but something like Hell's Paradise scratches that itch well enough. We were just talking about the island Kotaku, but there's also a terrible website called Kotaku, and they did an article called Most Horror Anime is Dark and Gritty. This one is gorgeous. Basically talking about the aesthetic of Hell's Paradise, and as hard as it is for me to admit, I agree with them. Hell's Paradise has a unique, flowery, and colorful approach to its horror, and I think that's a super great design choice. I mean, they're on a tropical island after all, it kind of makes sense. But also combine that with the very striking religious imagery with all the Buddhist stuff and the Taoist stuff. That's all so interesting to me. Is that nipples on it? Can I show this? Hey, cover your eyes, yo. Oh, nah. I'm not gonna lie, that's fire though. Like I said, I love Buddhist imagery and lore. I'm sure this aesthetic and imagery will continue to be relevant as the series goes on, and that's low-key the most exciting thing for me personally. I'm just happy to look at all this stuff. I mean, look at this guy, man. Just look at him. What? Huh? They're titans, bro. Ah, that one. Nah, bro. Look at blood in the back. Hold on. Who is this, dude? That cookie monster looking. Bro, he looked happy to be there. Maybe he's not even an enemy. Number 5. Final thoughts. So yeah, if you can't tell, I'm really enjoying Hell's Paradise so far. I don't want to do too much speculation because every time I do, I just end up looking like a brain dead clown. So I'ma just enjoy the ride like y'all are. Again, it's all really good stuff. Mappa's once again doing their thing. They're in their bag, as the kids like to say. All I can really hope for is that the production quality keeps up for the rest of the show, and the storytelling and intrigue and character stuff keeps up, because that's the shit I'm really here for. But yeah, otherwise, thanks for watching, y'all. If you enjoyed, leave a like and subscribe for more videos like this. And as always, donate to Patreon if you want to see my full-length, uncut reactions to this show and many other shows like Demon Slayer, Oshinoko, and Bleach. Oh my god. So, yeah, that's the video. Peace. Oh yeah, the opening. It's alright. I'm not gonna lie, I ended up skipping it more often than not just because I felt like there were so many spoilers in it. But you know, it's cool. It's better than the new Demon Slayer opening at least.